Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Saturday. That means it's time for the Darren Clark Real Estate Show here on Facebook Live. I want to thank you if you're tuning in, watching maybe for the first time. This is episode 4. We do this every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. It's an opportunity for me to sit down with you and talk about real estate. So, today's going to be a little bit more of a laid-back show. Why? Because it's cold outside. In fact, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about winterizing your home a little bit. We'll go over the market a little bit and just kind of a calm, casual conversation on a Saturday morning. So if you haven't done so already, grab that cup of coffee, curl up on the couch, and let's enjoy our wonderful day together. All right. We're getting ready for it. It's coming. That's right. Winter Storm 2021. If you're tuning in from outside the North Texas area, maybe you live up north, you're used to this cold weather. We are not. This doesn't happen very often down here. Every year we'll get 1 or 2 freezes. When I say freezes, the temperature will get down, 25 degrees. Every couple of years we'll get down in the teens for a night or two. But for the most part, our winters are usually fairly mild. Low temperatures in the mid to upper 30s, highs in the 50s. We can play golf year round. There are some definite advantages to living in the North Texas area. But this year, Mother Nature has unlocked the gates of the icy depths of wherever that is and has sent us this polar vortex, or whatever they're calling it. I don't quite think it's going to be a day after tomorrow type scenario, but we're forecasted in some areas of North Texas to have sub-zero temperatures. This is strange for us. We're not used to this. We're not equipped for this. Our homes aren't built for sub-zero temperatures. So there are some precautions that, if you haven't taken them already, now would be a great time to get them done before the precipitation starts, which is supposed to be later tonight, all day tomorrow, and into Monday. So we'll talk a little bit about that today. I was in New York City 5 years ago this weekend. I had taken the wife up for Valentine's Day weekend. We decided we're going to visit New York City, see the sights. Neither one of us had ever been to the island of Manhattan, and we decided this would be a great time to go. So we went up to New York, and it happened to be one of the coldest Valentine's weekends ever in New York. We woke up that Sunday morning, which was Valentine's Day. The days were just like this weekend, 13th on Saturday, 14th on Sunday, because they come after each other. And we woke up that morning and it was -1 degrees. And we happened to take one of those tours on the double-decker buses that we went up through Harlem, and it was just kind of a sightseeing thing. And as we're driving by, some of these buildings have fountains outside of them, and those fountains were freezing. It was that cold. And that's how cold it's supposed to be here come Monday morning, Tuesday morning. It's going to be unreal. So with that being said, water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. We're supposed to be at 0 degrees Fahrenheit. 0 is less than 32, so expect some freezing. So what are some things that you can do to protect your home during this winter weather? First off, remember the 4 P's, and that's pipes, pets, people, and plants. Not necessarily in that order, but you want to protect those things, those 4 P's. And so for people, we try to stay indoors, right? We wear layers of clothing. We prepare ourselves. We have heaters. We have whatnot. Pets, we try to bring those inside during these temperatures, because even though they're wearing a fur coat, it's cold to them as well. Plants, we try to bring them inside. We cover them, right? Simple. But pipes are a little more tricky, right? So I did this a couple of days ago where I went outside and I wrapped my outdoor pipes. And what does that mean? Well, you can use a rag, you can use a towel, you can use, whatever you can to protect the pipes from the outside air. So you want to get out there and make sure that those outdoor pipes are wrapped. Why? Because the cold air makes a pipe cold, which freezes the water behind the valve, and it can cause expansion and it can cause problems. And plumbers expect to be busy next week, I'm sure. So make sure you have those outdoor pipes wrapped. Now, if you have plumbing that is on an exterior wall, maybe your kitchen sink is on an exterior wall, one of the things that you can do is open up that cabinet below the sink to allow the warm air from the house to get into that cabinet to keep those pipes warm. Some people also recommend turning the faucet on to a drip. One website that I read said that drip needs to be about 5 drops per minute. It doesn't have to be a steady stream. Imagine if all 14 million people in the North Texas area turn their water on a steady stream. We're going to have no water pressure, and in a couple of days we may be out of water. So let's not turn all the water on, but leave it on a steady drip. That'll keep the water moving, because remember, moving water doesn't freeze as fast as still water. Speaking of water, I posted this earlier on the Facebook, my Facebook page, the one that you're viewing this on, and that's Darren C21 JFC. And anyway, if you have a swimming pool, there's some things that you can do to protect your swimming pool. And one of the things is to make sure that your water is always moving. Now, modern swimming pools come with a computerized control board or something that's going to automatically turn your pump on when the temperature gets to a certain temperature of somewhere around 34, 33 degrees, the freeze protect system turns on and it gets that water moving. So you want to make sure that your pump is working, that freeze protect is working. Also make sure that the water is of a sufficient level in your pool, because you do not want that pump to draw air in. So make sure that you've got halfway up that tile surround just below the coping to make sure that your water is moving. So some other things that you can do. Now, we're expected to get anywhere from 3 to 7 inches of snow. It depends on the forecast, depends on the model. And all that snow is going to collect on your roof, and eventually it's going to melt and it's going to fill up your gutters. So you want to make sure that those gutters around your house are cleaned out. Make sure that that water can drain. You don't want the water that might be standing in there, because remember, this is supposed to be a little bit of a rain, drizzle, sleet event before the snow. So you want to make sure that that water has somewhere to go. So make sure those gutters are cleaned out. It is a cold day to be out there doing that, but a little bit of cold, a little bit of suffering might save you a whole lot of heartache coming up in the near future. So make sure you get out there, clean out those gutters, and allow that water to drain. Once again, wrap those pipes. Change the filter in your heating and air conditioning system. Because this system is going to be working overtime. All right, for the next couple of days. I don't think we're supposed to be above freezing until like Wednesday of next week. So change that air filter out. Let that air move freely through your system so that it can efficiently heat and cool, or probably just heat this time of year, right? It can effectively heat your home. Another thing that you can do, or another thing you need to understand, is a lot of homes here are built with heat pumps, and heat pumps are designed more for cooling. And you might look out and on that outdoor unit see a whole bunch of steam coming out of that unit. That is how that's supposed to work. I have heard tales of people calling the fire department because they see this steam coming out of their outside unit of their HVAC system. That is a normal way for it to work. So don't worry about that. It's operating normally. Make sure that you've cleaned out your water heater. You should do that about once a year or so. And you can find the internet. There's some instructions on that. But it's really simple to do yourself. It just involves turning some valves, turning some things off, and then turning things back on. So do the research. Make sure you know what you're doing there. But doing that water heater flush is a good thing. By the way, that reminds me, why do we call it a hot water heater? Why do we need to heat hot water? No, it's a water heater. Let's try to get that terminology right. That's one of my pet peeves on social media, is I'll see somebody saying, my hot water heater is not working. Well, why are you trying to heat hot water? Doesn't make sense. All right, I digress. Okay, let's see. What else were we going to talk about today? Oh, yeah. Let's go into... Oh, I had this I wanted to share. Where is it? This is a meme I saw today on social media. It just cracked me up because it is so true. In Texas, we are great with dealing with hurricanes. We know what to do, and we stand tall, and we say, oh, bring it on. But when the weather gets below 20 degrees, we become the guys from Monty Python going, run away, run away. All right, let's talk a little bit about the market and what is going on there. Once again, we've got over 5,000 active listings, so there are homes available for you if you're looking to get into the market. This week we had 1,589 newly listed homes. That's down almost 500 from last week, and the cold weather, the impending weather, might have a little bit to do with that. But we are down on our new listings. We did get a few homes under contract over the last week. We've got 4,507 under contract right now going into the week. And then last week, 1,701 homes sold. Now remember, the market is different depending on where you are. So right now we're talking about all of Texas, right? This is our market. But the market in your neighborhood might be very specifically different. So if you want an actual market analysis done, maybe you're thinking about buying, maybe you're thinking about selling, but what you can do is you can reach out to me, and here's my contact information. All you have to do is shoot me an email, say, hey Darren, can you do a market analysis of my home? And give me your address, and I will do all the research and check that out. But once again, this is my contact information right here. It's Darren Clark at judgefight.com. And I go through and I look at your market, your neighborhood. I look at what homes are selling, what price they're selling for, how long they're spending on the market, and I get all that information to you so that you can make a good, educated decision. So, like I said, this is a relaxed, kind of a quick show this morning. It is Saturday. It is cold. Try to stay warm. Take care of those pets. Check on your neighbors. Make sure everybody is safe out there. This has been the Darren Clark Real Estate Show. I want you to have a great day. Make sure that you're staying warm and enjoy the pretty snow. And until next time, you guys just have a great week, and I will see you next Saturday.